You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold and the Beautiful fans, we've got your early weekly spoilers for August 4th through the 8th. We're going to talk about Taylor being crushed and Nick completely disgusted. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please reach down, click subscribe. As we always do on Early Edition Day, we talk about what's coming the rest of this week and then dive into what's coming the week ahead. If you are behind on episodes this week, I'll catch you up real quick. Everybody is in Italy for Forrester, everybody that matters. And we have seen Nick desperate to get over to Capri so he can steal Brooke away and hopefully steal her heart. But Eric tried to kick him out of the event. Meanwhile, Brooke lost her temper because she was having to pose with Ridge and act like a couple when they are not. And Brooke's really sick of hearing the reporters asking Ridge about his and Taylor's engagement, and Brooke finally snapped. She stormed out of the event to glare at the beautiful blue waters of the Mediterranean, and Ridge followed and then demanded that Brooke come back inside and finish the event, and she's getting really mad at Ridge, and Brooke said she's sick of him stomping on her heart. Back in LA, Sheila told Deacon she's upset because Li's not answering her text and calls, and then the woman in question shows up to pick up takeout from Il Giardino, and Sheila demands to know what Li did with Luna's remains so she can say goodbye and get closure, but Li's not giving answers, and we also see her medicating Luna, and Li is hoping for the best, even though her granddaughter/niece remains unconscious. On Thursday, July 31st, we've got Sheila suspecting that Li knows something about Luna that she's not telling her, and that's because Li is being super cagey when Sheila asks if her granddaughter Luna was buried or if Li spread her ashes somewhere. Sheila just wants to be able to say goodbye to Luna. She really thinks she's dead. And of course, we all knew she wasn't because Brad Bell couldn't write a surprise to save his life. It's crazy. So predictable. But Li Finnegan is smart. So she could have lied and just told Sheila, oh yeah, I spread Luna's ashes at the beach. And then Sheila would go out there, say goodbye, and stop asking about Luna. But instead, Li is dodging and weaving because the writing is so predictable. So this is going to lead Sheila to do some spying, I presume. Deacon is very supportive of Sheila this week. He is comforting his wife, even though Deacon absolutely despised Luna for killing his friends, but Deacon is trying to be nice about it because as far as he knows, Luna's dead and gone, so he's just trying to be there for Sheila. Meanwhile, Luna is not on a ventilator, so she is breathing on her own, which is a good sign, but Li seems quite worried. She's determined to save Luna's life, and we'll have more scenes of Luna unconscious on Thursday where Li has gotten her hidden away. Then, in the midst of Brooke's emotional breakdown on Capri, Nick walks up on the two of them, and Ridge snaps and tells Nick he's not part of this conversation. Ridge tells Nick, go away, but he's not gonna. Brooke is quite torn as Nick tells her to come with him while Ridge demands that she stay there. This is the last straw for Brooke. And after Ridge and Nick argue, it looks like Brooke tells Ridge to screw off, and she walks off with Nick. Brooke seems to finally have hit her limit with Ridge, and that makes sense because he is the king of mixed signals. I do expect that Eric is lurking and watching, and if he sees Brooke going off with Nick, Eric's going to demand that Ridge stop this, go get her, get back with a woman he's meant to be with. Also on Thursday, Will tells Elektra she should consider modeling for Forrester Creations, but she insists she is a jewelry designer. That's what she does. As they're talking, Will's phone chirps and he kind of laughs, and he's going to tell Elektra that it's great they know it's not Luna texting him anymore. Now, it's understandable, I grant you, but Will and Elektra sure are dancing on Luna's grave. Little do they know, no grave to dance on. Friday, August 1st, we're going to wrap up this week, and we'll have more of Will and Elektra's chat, continuing with him again pestering her about modeling, at least while Brooke's not around, but The question is, can he talk her into it? I mean, that Remy incident may have Elektra more interested in retaining her privacy and staying behind the scenes. Looks like we may get a chat almost just like the one they had on Thursday. We know how Bold loves to do that. And back over in Italy, Nick is making big plans to propose to Brooke on his boat. And we're going to see her and Nick enjoying lunch out in Italy with a breathtaking view. And looks like they are going to be on the boat. Also, this week, Eric asks Nick to give up on Brooke and to not propose. And of course, Nick's not going to listen to Eric. He's got big plans. So at some point, it looks like it's going to be early next week. We have huge things, life or death stuff happening in Italy. The big accident that we know is coming, thanks to Brad Bell giving an interview to an Italian magazine, not thinking it was going to wind up translated in America. And we translated that. So that's fun. And if you wait till the end of the video, I'm going to drop a link to that interview translation so that you can hear more about it if you haven't already. The week of August 4th through the 8th, Finn uncovers a clue. He just noticed Liam's incision is too small to have been used to remove a giant cancerous brain tumor. Here's what's funny. I don't know if you guys noticed this. Grace cut open the back right side of Liam's head, very clear in the surgical scenes. Yet when Finn was checking the incision, he was on Liam's left side, checking the back left of his head. There should be no incision there. This is some sloppy production work. So Grace overheard Finn, so she may try and run and cover her tracks, or she just may run away before she is busted, because Bill told Liam the surgery cost $1 million. That's going to be a huge red flag to Finn and Bridget. When they hear about Grace taking that much money, they're going to know that their suspicions are correct. She's up to something nefarious. Very soon, Sheila's going to learn that Luna's alive and Li is hiding her. And then early next week, we're going to get to Ridge's big aha moment. So it looks like Brooke has an accident. She's in danger and Ridge dives in to play hero. And that's when he realizes Brooke really is his destiny. So Nick may not get the chance to propose, or maybe he pops the question and doesn't get an answer. Something is wrong with Nick's boat. That's why the mechanic was tinkering with the steering wheel. It looks like something happens with the craft and Brooke may fall overboard. She's going to end up at risk. And at the end of it, you know, she's going to get back with Ridge. Nick's going to walk away from Brooke, likely forever. Once Ridge tells Brooke he chooses her, obviously that's it for Nick. He doesn't stand a chance. Brooke cares about Nick, but Ridge is her soulmate, her destiny, all that good stuff. We're going to have the montage of, you know, her life and their romance flashing before Ridge's eyes as he's trying to save her. Eric, of course, is going to be feeling triumphant about all of this, but Ridge is also going to be dreading what's ahead with Taylor when he gets back to LA, because she is going to be crushed. She's probably going to be furious because she thought as soon as Ridge got back, well, they were going to start planning their wedding, which is never going to happen because Brooke has taken her man yet again. More of Luna fighting for her life, but the question remains, what kind of life could she have left? She either has to run away or face arrest.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.